Hey lovelies, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tia, aka Teacup Simmer, and this is a very special Create-A-Sim on the channel for Pride Month. In this Create-A-Sim, I'm going to be creating a polyamorous relationship with 3 individuals. Each person has like a different sexuality, and each person is completely amazing, and I really had fun creating them. But I'm going to give a quick overview of the topics that we're going to talk about. So I'm going to be talking about pansexuality and polyamory, which are the things that I identify as part of the GRSM and LGBTQ plus community. So quick rundown, if you guys don't know what those terms mean for GRSM, that's gender, romantic, sexual minorities, and of course LGBTQ plus. And for individuals who don't know, pansexual loosely defined as potential sexual attraction to anyone regardless of gender, and polyamory is loosely defined as the philosophy or state of being in love or romantically involved with more than one person at the same time. And those are the things that I identify as. Polyamorous isn't necessarily an identity, but more of a quote-unquote like relationship preference. It's not necessarily that I couldn't be in a monogamous relationship, and I have been in monogamous relationships. It's just that I prefer relationships that are polyamorous just because they seem more natural to me and are, I guess, more comfortable is the best term for it. So in this video, I'm just going to answer a few questions that some people had for me on Twitter, and kind of give a brief overview of the characters that I created for this Create-A-Sim, because I wanted to do something for Pride Month, and I did say that I was going to do this video, so I was super excited to kind of share a little bit of information about myself with you guys. I know I talked about my sexuality at one point in our Q&A video, but I definitely wanted to do something for Pride Month since it's almost over, and this is something that I feel like is important because not a lot of people talk about at least pansexuality and polyamory specifically, especially in the community generally, but especially in Sims community. When you're talking about creating Sims, there's definitely not something that you see all the time. That's seeing a lot of Sims that are in polyamorous or open relationships, or having Sims that are completely pansexual and not just bisexual. So the question that I got from Bpop307, love you to bits, darling. She is an amazing YouTuber. Links in the description box to her channel because she's great. She asked, when did you realize you were pansexual and poly, and what's it like being poly? So when did I realize I was pansexual? It was actually really funny. I had an idea when I was younger that I didn't really have a preference for who I was attracted to, and I never really had a word for it. And I think one time at lunch in high school, someone was like, isn't there like a word for people being like not just attracted to like men and women, and people being attracted to like everything? And then someone was like, do you mean like everything, like everyone's even just attracted to like trees too? And everybody started laughing, but they're like, no, it's like attracted to like all genders. Isn't that like pansexual or something? And that's where I heard the first time I heard the term. But I think I'd always been attracted to people just for being people. Like gender didn't really play a role in what I thought about individuals when it came to whether or not they were attractive or not. And the people that I found attractive were so diverse and extremely different that it just never, that never really made sense to say, oh, you're just attracted to men, or you're just attracted to women, or you're just attracted to people who are non-binary, or any of those things. It just never made sense. So pansexual was the most clear definition. And then polyamorous, that's also the relationships that kind of made the most sense to me. Like, I've been in monogamous relationships, but the idea that being in a relationship where, as long as you communicate and talk to everyone, and you're very upfront about your likes and dislikes and what you're attracted to and to whom, and you're safe about it, there's no reason why being with one person is the only thing that could be an option in a relationship. And so it just made the most sense. Being poly, I feel like is a lot like being monogamous, in the sense that it's very hard to find people to date, and it's very hard to, even in regular relationships, it's always hard to communicate. But I guess in polyamorous relationships, incredibly important. In monogamous relationships it is too, but in polyamorous relationships it can be sometimes about like safety and about individual autonomy and making sure that everyone is consistently giving consent about whether or not they are interested in the relationship and if they're being fulfilled in the relationship, who it can be. And you never want to be in a relationship with multiple people when one person isn't really happy. So it's definitely necessary. And communication is incredibly important in all relationships, monogamous or otherwise. So that's all I have to say about that. Let me definitely talk about the Sims on this one. So we have Melissa Dean, Tyler Lockhart, and Jaden. I believe, I don't remember what Jaden's last name is. Ooh, gosh, I forgot. But we have Melissa, Tyler, and Jaden, and Melissa and Tyler were married about 5 years ago. They've been together for a long time. They actually met at a pop-up kitchen where Tyler was doing a demonstration, and of course Melissa absolutely loved their food. Melissa is pansexual, Tyler is bisexual, and Tyler is transgender, or a transgender man. Yeah. And they met Jaden, and Jaden met them at a convention. They were all went to a kind of like a nerd, kind of like, for lack of a better term, like in a nerd convention in the city. And yeah, GeekCon, they met at GeekCon, and they basically just hit it off amazingly well. And of course Jaden is from Sulani, and so they ended up going to Sulani for like a getaway for a couple months. They've been together, all three of them have been together for about 3 years now, but Melissa and Tyler have been married for about 5 years. So it's been going fairly well. They're adorable. You guys will be able to see some photos of them at the end of this video, but I had such a great time making their characters because Melissa is a very cheerful, kind of geeky bookworm, and Tyler tends to be very like flighty and artistic, and likes painting a lot, spends a lot of time painting and cooking. And Jaden is a computer nerd and spends a lot of time working on his programs and cleaning and taking care of the stuff that the other two tend to leave around because they have a hard time being organized. And they kind of all complement each other in that sense. They're Melissa and Tyler had their own dynamic for a really long time, and then Jaden came along, and now they all have they had to change things around a little bit, but they ended up working things out, and it really works for them. And I wanted to create these guys as characters for you guys to see because I absolutely love the idea of being able to be in such an open and accepting relationship, and these guys are super cute. So if you guys enjoyed this Create a Sim and this Pride Month specific Create a Sim, please let me know down in the comments. I will probably create more characters like this because I absolutely adore them. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and please subscribe if you really love me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.